Have you ever picked up a box in the grocery store that proudly screamed low fat or fat free and thought to yourself, this must be the healthier choice? If so, you are not alone. For decades, we were told fat was the enemy. But today, I want to take you on a walk through that grocery store and, more importantly, through the hidden truth behind those labels that might be silently sabotaging your heart. Imagine yourself pushing a cart down the bright aisles, shelves packed with snacks, cereals, yogurts, frozen dinners. Almost every other box is stamped with reassuring promises of light, fat-free, cholesterol-free. It feels safe, like you're making the responsible choice for your heart. But here's the uncomfortable truth. Most of those products don't heal your arteries, they harm them. Why? Because when manufacturers strip fat out of food, they rarely leave it empty. Fat is flavor. Fat is satisfaction. Without it, food tastes flat, chalky, lifeless. And to make it palatable again, companies pump in sugar, starch, and artificial thickeners. So the food that promised to protect your arteries actually ends up spiking your blood sugar, pushing triglycerides higher, and loading your bloodstream with small, dense LDL particles, the kind that clog arteries like traffic jams during rush hour. Let me tell you about Carol. She's a 62-year-old patient of mine, warm smile, a grandmother of four. One afternoon, she invited me into her kitchen. And what I saw was like a museum of healthy marketing: fat-free cookies, fat-free cheese, fat-free ice cream, low-fat granola bars. Carol told me proudly, "Doctor, I haven't touched real fat in over 20 years. I don't fry, I don't eat butter. Everything I buy is fat-free." And yet, her cholesterol was stubbornly high. Her triglycerides were climbing. Her liver enzymes showed stress. She was baffled. When we dug deeper, the truth was clear. She was living on refined carbs disguised as health foods. Every fat-free cookie came loaded with sugar. Every low-fat yogurt was more deceit than nutrition. Her liver, overwhelmed by this sugar flood, was working overtime, converting excess glucose into fat. Ironically, Carol's body was making more fat internally than she ever could have eaten. That's the cruel trick of low-fat marketing. It convinces you you're making heart-smart choices while quietly driving your numbers in the wrong direction. So why do low-fat foods backfire? Let's break it down simply. Sugar overload. When fat is removed, sugar is often added. Sugar spikes insulin. Insulin tells your liver, store this energy as fat. Triglyceride. Rise high sugar diets push triglycerides upward, a red flag for heart disease. Small, dense LDL. The processed carbs increase the number of small LDL particles, which burrow into artery walls more aggressively than larger ones. Hunger returns faster. Without healthy fats, satiety disappears. You eat, but you're hungry again in an hour, so you snack more and the cycle continues. Think of it this way: your heart doesn't care what the package says. It doesn't read low fat or diet stickers. It only reacts to the chemistry of what enters your bloodstream. And the chemistry of processed, sugar-laden, low-fat foods is far worse than the real thing. This wasn't an accident. For decades, food companies leaned into the fat is bad narrative. They knew consumers would equate low fat with safe. They built entire product lines around it: fat-free cookies, fat-free dressings, fat-free snacks, bright packaging, shiny promises. And many of us, good people with good intentions, trusted them. We filled our carts believing we were protecting our hearts. Yet heart disease rates didn't fall. Diabetes didn't vanish. Waistlines didn't shrink. If anything, the opposite happened. Why? because the enemy was never all fat. It was the refined sugar, the stripped-down carbs, the artificial ingredients hiding behind those low-fat halos. So what should we reach for instead? The answer is beautifully simple. Real food, whole food, foods that don't need billion-dollar marketing campaigns to prove their worth. Oats, gentle, natural, quietly sweeping cholesterol out of your body. An apple fiber-packed balancing your blood sugar. A handful of almonds rich in healthy fats that keep you satisfied. A drizzle of olive oil protective anti-inflammatory. A fillet of salmon loaded with omega-3s your arteries love. Notice how none of these foods need to scream low-fat from the shelf. They simply are heart-healthy. Let me ask you something. How many times have you trusted a label only to feel disappointed? Later, still hungry, still tired, still wondering why your numbers haven't improved. You're not alone. In fact, if this sounds like your story, I'd love for you to share in the comments. What's the most misleading healthy product you've bought? Yogurt, snack bars, cereal. Let's uncover them together so others don't fall for the same trap. Next time you're at the store, try this little exercise. Picture two baskets. Basket number one, fat-free cookies, low-fat ice cream, diet soda, light salad dressing. Basket number two, oats, beans, nuts, olive oil, fresh vegetables, fruits, fish, maybe some plain yogurt. Now ask yourself, which basket clears arteries? Which basket fuels your heart with real nutrition? Which basket leaves you hungry in 2 hours? The choice, when you really see it, is simpler than the labels want you to believe. So the next time you see those shiny words, low-fat, fat-free diet, pause. Ask yourself, is this food nourishing me or is it tricking me? Because your heart doesn't read labels. It reads chemistry, and chemistry doesn't lie. If this message resonates with you, I encourage you to start small. Swap one fat-free snack for a whole food option this week. See how your body feels. See how your energy changes. And if you found this helpful, share it with someone you care about. Because misinformation has been sold to us for too long, and together we can spread the truth. Don't forget to subscribe so you won't miss the upcoming parts of this series, where we dive even deeper into simple, natural ways to protect your heart. Your health journey isn't about chasing labels. It's about choosing real, honest food, one basket at a time.